my channel. It feels so weird to say this out loud after a good 2 months of not shooting anything for this YouTube channel. I am so excited to finally be back here. It feels odd, but it feels like I am home. So thank you so much for sticking around, and my videographer is back, my systems and setup and everything is back in place. So super excited to start creating content again. Today's video is actually super interesting. I want to talk about what really happened, where did I go and what was happening, and just generally keep you guys updated about how I pivoted my business a little bit in the lockdown in order to ensure that I didn't really go bankrupt in this time period. So yeah, that's what today's video is about. Just a lot of catching up to do because I feel like I haven't spoken to you guys, so it's just going to be a long ranty video to tell you guys about everything that's happening. And yeah, that's what today's video is about. Let's begin. So in today's video I am going to talk about how I use this lockdown to make over 1 crore rupees. I know it sounds crazy, it sounds absolutely crazy, but I actually transformed and pivoted my business a little bit in order to ensure that all of the changes that were happening in the world, my business somehow should have been able to adapt to all the changes that were happening. So I really sat down, strategized my business, re-strategized, rethought about everything that had to happen, and I'm just going to share the story of all of that with you, and that's what today's video is about. So I am going to break down this video into 3 parts. First part, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what happened, what was I doing, how did I end up making this kind of money. The second aspect of this is the lessons that I learned throughout this journey, what were some things that I learned so that I could share that with you too. And the last part of it is just to give you a little bit of update about what's to come, what are the future plans, and does this mean I'm not going to be available on YouTube anymore, because I feel like that's a question that a lot of people have gotten back to me and asked me. So yeah, that's what I'm going to share with all of you, and with that, let's begin. So let's start with part 1 of the video, which is what happened, how did this whole thing come together. So everything started around the time when the lockdown was announced. When the lockdown was announced, I was like, theek hai, it doesn't really impact my life because I anyway work from home and things are not going to change at all, and everything's just going to be like normal and nice and whatever. So I wasn't very scared of it. But I got an email one day saying that a brand that I was supposed to work with was backing out because they just don't want to spend any money in the pandemic period for marketing. So I was like, okay, one of case makes sense. If I was in their place, maybe even I wouldn't have spent money marketing. So I stopped that and I was like, okay, let's check it up and let's see how things go ahead. I continued, shooting and doing whatever was happening. But over time, I got similar emails from a lot of brands. And around the time when I got like the 3rd, the 4th email, I freaked out a little bit and I was like, what's happening? Does this mean this whole YouTube business is going to go down, and does this really mean that my life is going to get impacted in a really big way? And that was the time when I had to sit and rethink a lot of my business model and just how I was functioning as a business unit. So I started freaking out just a little bit. I wouldn't say I completely lost my mind or anything, but I did freak out a little bit. So I sat with Paritosh and both of us thought, what is it that we'll need to do in order to get out of this kind of a trouble. So of course there were 2 aspects to this, right? If your business is going down, there are only 2 things you can do. One is you can increase your income or you can reduce your expenses. So I decided to do a mix of both. I figured out what were some of my expenses and I tried to reduce as much as I can on my business. And I thought of, for increasing the income, I thought I will upload a lot more videos on YouTube in order, with more views, of course, I would make more money. But then slowly what I realized was that on YouTube, even the ad money that was coming to us, the ads that you watch at the beginning of the video, the ad money that comes to YouTubers, even that stopped coming. Because it didn't stop completely, but the rate went drastically down. So which meant that if I was making X amount of money uploading X number of videos, now for X videos I was making only X by 2, which means I was making half of what I would have made. So that also was a big shocker for me personally. And of course I'm not saying this to sound like I still was able to work, I still was able to make some money, and I was grateful for that because there were people who were in worse situations than me, and there were people who were struggling for so many reasons in the lockdown. So I obviously felt bad also when I was complaining that I shouldn't complain because I was still better off than a lot of people. But practically, from a business perspective, it just meant that I would have to relook at my business and figure out simple and quick ways in which I can, make sure that if this pandemic goes on for a long time, which it has now, it's been 6 months, what would I do in order to make my business sustain itself? So yeah, that's what started the whole pandemic season, with understanding that my revenues are just going to get really cut down. Brand money wasn't coming in, YouTube ad revenue wasn't coming in. So of course I had to relook at something. So then I went back to my business notebooks. I have this notebook where I have a lot of ideas, and from there I found one of the ideas, which was launching my own course, which was something I was working on for the last 2 years. So I thought, let me start working on my own course. I got the idea, and in 2 weeks I shot, edited, did everything. I made the curriculum, I did everything, and I launched something called Hustle First Academy, which today is such a successful program. It's amazing, and I launched this academy to people because I thought if I wasn't making money through YouTube, I would still have to start making money through some other way in order to ensure that my business wasn't suffering. So I launched Hustle First Academy with all of my excitement and all of my enthusiasm, and that project was so successful. And I today have over 1,800 students who are a part of the academy. 1,800 people are students of Hustle First Academy ever since it was launched about 3 months back. And in these 3 months, I have made over 1 crore rupees, which honestly, in my YouTube days, I wasn't making. Just when I was making videos on YouTube, this wasn't the kind of, like, every 3 months if I was making a crore, I don't know what life like that is going to be like. So anyway, so I made that kind of money, and I'm still, like, my business is still thriving, and a lot of money is still coming in. I receive new students every day in my academy, so all of that's amazing, and everything's working well. But it was that one business decision that led me to make this kind of money. So all because of the sales that happened through Hustle Post Academy, I was able to make this kind of money. So that's the story. That's what was happening this whole time when I was missing. If you would like to know the entire breakdown of what happened and how this academy came into the being, what were some of the challenges I faced, what were some things that were going on in my mind, and believe me, there were a lot of challenges. I have a full podcast episode. Yes, I launched my own podcast as well. I will link the podcast in the description box below. You guys can go and have a listen on that episode. It's about 1 hour long, where I talk about every little detail of how this academy came into being. And I would love for you guys to go ahead and give that podcast a listen. I will link it below. Now moving on to part 2 of the video, which is the lessons that I learned through this journey. Now I've given you a rosy story of how things were not going well and I was freaking out, and then this amazing idea struck me, and all of a sudden it was all back to normal again. Seems like a really plain simple story where there was a small problem, a small inconvenience that happened, and I was able to sort of overcome that very quickly. So, but it wasn't like that. There were a lot of lessons that I learned in this journey, and I thought it would be a good idea for me to share those lessons with you, so that if some of you are looking to start something, or if you're looking to build your own business, or if you're looking to start your own side hustle, I thought these lessons could be really useful for all of you guys. So the very first lesson that I learned was providing value is essential. No matter what you launch, no matter what you do, if you're not able to convey your value to people, they will never ever become your customer. They will never give you the money that they would want to spend. So in order for you to make sure that your business does profits and makes money, it's very important for you to provide real value. So in my business, like for Hustle Post Academy, I was able to clearly tell people that, I'm going to work with you every single day for 1 full year in order to ensure that you're able to launch your business and you're able to start making the kind of money that you really want to make through your business. And that was the value that I sold, that you will get to work with me personally. And because that happened, a lot of people were willing to pay me the kind of money that they did pay me. So providing value is essential, and like I said, right, providing value wasn't a one-time statement that, oh, I'm going to do this. It was also the years of trust that I had built with people. So I provided value even 3 years before I actually launched this. If somebody else with absolutely no social media presence would have launched, maybe they would not have had so many signups. But in my case, I spent 3 years before that creating a lot of value, creating a lot of content. And because of the relationship that I had developed with all of you and all of my social media followers, it's because of that I was able to create something and still have people believe in me and buy a product, spend money to buy a product that I genuinely truly believed in. And yeah, it was because of that I was able to make money. So 3 years of value add that I did as a part of my YouTube content creation then led me to start my own business in the lockdown, which then resulted in the kind of money that I made in the lockdown, and I'm still making. The second lesson that I learned, which is a really, really, really important lesson, is that when you grow your business, things break in your business. It sounds weird, but hear me out. When I launched this academy, I was expecting about 100-200 people to join, but way more than 1,000 people ended up joining the academy, which means my business wasn't prepared for so many people to come in. I did not have basic systems in place. I did not have basic setup in place. I had to really quickly start hiring people in order to ensure that I was able to sustain the kind of work that was demanded from me with so many people in the academy. And there were just so many things that I just wasn't ready with. I wasn't ready with that. So as the business grew, my last couple of months that I spent working on my business were just really fixing small nuts and bolts, things that were just holding my business together, because I had reached a point where everything was about to fall apart. There was a period of time where I did not sleep for more than 4 hours, 3 hours a week, 3 hours a day, more than 3-4 hours a day, and that really wasn't a sustainable way to grow. Nobody would want their business to grow in a way that it compromises your health. And it was just a week or about 2 weeks of me not sleeping properly, and I was able to see that the effect of that on my health, which was bad. So I really had to buck up and really start getting the systems in place. For example, there were thousands and thousands of messages that were coming on my Facebook group every day. We were getting so many customer support emails. We were getting so many questions from people, so many doubts that people had. My DMs were always full of questions. And I was constantly bombarded with so many queries that people had. And of course they would have queries. I had launched something that was very different from what was existing in the market. So people had questions, people had so many doubts, and people were just generally confused about what was happening. So with all of that was happening, I thought it makes sense for me to have somebody help me out with situations like these. That's when I hired my community manager, my virtual assistant, and these people came into the project and they started helping me out with things. And it was because of them that I was able to really get my business back on track. But it did not happen instantly. It happened with so much of back and forth and so much of fear that I had in my mind, right? There was a lot of fear that I had when I was hiring people, because there was this pandemic that was going on in the world, where every day in the newspaper I was reading that people were getting fired, companies were letting go of people, and on the other hand I was looking to hire people. So it's like, am I doing something wrong? Is this a mistake? Why am I supposed to hire people at this point when nobody is hiring? So things were all over the place when I was doing that. So that's when I realized that I think it's not about the economy, it's about your company. If your company is making money and if you are doing too much, more than what a person should typically do in a day, that's when I thought it was important for me to hire people. And that's what happened. I hired people and then my business started working. So as my business grew, so many things broke. Like, for example, I wasn't able to upload for 2 months on YouTube, which is such a joyous part of my life. I enjoy creating content for YouTube. I love sitting in front of a camera, speaking about my experiences, shooting my life and all of that for all of you guys. But I wasn't able to do that because you can't practically have a new business which is thriving, which is breaking your expectations and records every day, and still have everything else also work as if nothing has really changed. So if I had planned a little bit better ahead, and I call myself a planner, I call myself somebody who is good at planning, but I just hadn't planned well for my business. I wish I had planned better, because that would have ensured that my YouTube channel did not have this long break. It would have ensured that things would have run smoothly, and that my business would have had a softer launch, where it was quite a bumpy ride, honestly, in the beginning. So yeah, things are back to normal now. I have all of the help that I need, I have all of the systems in place and all of that, but there was a lot that broke in the process, and there was a lot that I had to fix. So I just, as a learning that I want to share with you guys, it is the fact that when your business grows, a lot of things will break, and a lot of things it's supposed to break, because it's not a bad thing that things broke in my business, because things will, it just means that your business is growing at a faster rate, and it was a good thing. The only thing I could have done to make that better was better planning, maybe better expectation setting, and better market understanding, which I honestly did not have. Anyway, so yeah, that's lesson number 2. And the third and the most important lesson that I learned from this journey was the fact that burnout is very, very, very real. I worked non-stop for 3 months working on my academy. I worked non-stop. I launched Hustle Post, the website first, then I launched Hustle Post Academy, I launched my courses, and each month I'm still supposed to launch a new course. So in the Hustle Post Academy, there's one course that launches every month for people, so that they continue learning throughout the year. And the course was launched and everything was working, but I was overworking. Even with the people that I had hired, I was working so much that I reached a point of burnout, where I was like, in August, I felt sick. I had very high fever, and I was on bed like half of the August, because my body just gave up. It was like, listen, you're not supposed to work so much as a human being. There's only so much a person can do. And I literally burnt out. Meaning, if I wanted to sit down and come up with new ideas, I wasn't able to. If I wanted to come up and think of new things to do, I wasn't able to. I just wasn't able to do anything in my business, because my mind was completely blocked up, because I had overworked myself to a point where nothing new, no new ideas were coming to me. Which just taught me that, of course, 2019 also I had a small burnout, but that was because of emotional reasons or whatever. But here, because of overworking myself, I realized burnout is a real thing. And because of experiencing that now, I prioritize self-love a lot more, self-care a lot more, which means that I have specific time limits within which I'm supposed to work. I focus on sleeping well, eating right, taking care of my skin, my body, and all of that, which I'm so glad that I'm back to doing, because this whole phase that I was in, I just wasn't doing any of that, and that reflected in the way that I was functioning. While I was, really doing all of this, there was a lot, like I said, that was breaking up from outside and from inside. So burnout is real, and I'm happy that I'm over that phase. I took the break that was needed in the month of August, which was another reason why I wasn't uploading anything on YouTube. I just did not want to push myself to a point where even that would become a reason for me to mentally feel drained. So I stopped and I took a break, guilt-free break. I honestly am not even sorry for taking this break at all. I'm so happy that I took a little bit of break on YouTube, and now that I'm back with all of my energy, all of my enthusiasm, with so many videos planned and so many ideas in place. So I'm super excited to be back with a fresh mind after having taken a good break from a pretty major burnout. Okay, and now to the last part of the video, which is the plan ahead. The biggest question that I've received in these 2 months when I wasn't uploading was people coming and asking me, hey, is your YouTube channel gone? Like, are you not going to upload anything anymore? Are you not a YouTuber anymore? To which I just want to say, no, absolutely not. I am still a YouTuber, and YouTube is still going to be one of the most important parts of my life, because YouTube is something that I've chosen to do. It's not something that I do because it makes me money or because it gives me a lifestyle that I want. I do that because I honestly, truly find YouTube to be a place of passion for me. I really enjoy creating content on YouTube, which is why I want to ensure that this channel isn't dead. If you're considering unsubscribing, please don't unsubscribe. I would love for you to be along on this journey, and I'm excited to have you be a part of this. So the plan is definitely to not shut down the channel. In fact, the plan is to get a lot more regular, back to just as regular as I was at the start of the year, and upload as many videos as I can. A lot of people also have questions around, is my content still going to be lifestyle related, or it's going to be completely business based, which kind of makes sense because in the academy I speak a lot about business. No, my channel, Saloni Srivastav channel, is going to be still very lifestyle based. Motivation, productivity, lifestyle, food, all of that. It's going to not change in any way or form. I'm actually starting a second YouTube channel which is going to be just business based. As soon as it's launched, I will of course make an announcement video and you guys can definitely go and check it out. So if business is an area of interest for you, that channel is going to be important, but this channel remains the way it is. It's just going to be what it is, what it has always been, with a lot of focus on productivity, motivation, lifestyle, food, and all of that. So yeah, that's the plan ahead. I have a podcast now, I have Instagram account, which is my personal Instagram, I have a Hustle Post Instagram account, I have an Hustle Post Academy Instagram account, I have a full academy where I work with 1800 people right now. I have the second YouTube channel that's coming, and I have a podcast. So there are just too many things that are on my plate right now, but I am more excited than ever, and all of this happened because I took the break that was needed in these 2 months where I was missing from YouTube. So thank you so much for sticking around for these 2 months and still being a part of this family. I cannot be more grateful for the fact that you guys still trust me and believe in me, and you guys actively came and actively came and worked with me for my business and stuck around with me on my channel, and thank you so much. I'm more than grateful, more grateful than ever for all of you to be a part of my journey. And yeah, with that, I'm closing this video. Super ranty video, I know, but just wanted to share a lot of things that were going on in my mind before I actually start making food videos and a lot of other kind of videos on this channel. So yeah, thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.